Hare Krishna. Don't let persistence of vision cause persistence of illusion. Persistence of vision is a scientific term which is used to describe how when we see an object moving too fast, or when we see change that is happening too fast, then that change is no longer registered by our instruments of perception, that is our eyes. So for the standard example for this is that if a person is having a lit stick, and that person moves that stick round and round and round. Now if a person starts moving that stick around very fast, then a person who's observing from a distance, that person starts seeing not just one stick that is moving around, that person starts seeing a circle of light. That's because the previous vision perception that has come in, that is still there in the eye, and the next vision is coming in, and next vision, next information, impression is coming in, next input is coming in, and because of that the person sees the circle. So persistence of vision is what is used in all digital movie and other things like that to make us feel that that there is actually motion happening on the TV, whereas what is actually happening is not motion. It's simply the steady. There are different images that are coming, but we think of them to be a continuous flow, and we can call that as motion. We think of that as motion. Now similarly, if we look at the world outside, na sato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sataha, na asato, of the eternal there is no cessation, and of the temporary there is no endurance. So for example, when we look at something very attractive, if we look at some attractive form, now that form we think of it as in a state of stasis, but actually it is constantly moving, it is constantly changing. Now it's not changing in the sense that old form is disappearing and a new form is coming. It's changing in the sense that cells are dying, new cells are coming, and the form appears the same to us, but actually it is in a state of constant flux. And because this happens at a level which we are not able to perceive, so we start thinking that the form is lasting, and thereafter we start seeking pleasure in that form. But if we just understand that this form is temporary, then we can fight off whatever illusions are caused by that form, and we can move onwards steadily towards Krishna, towards the goal of our life, towards moving towards higher reality. What do we mean by Krishna, higher reality? Yes, beyond the ever-changing nature of matter, there is the ever-existing nature of spirit. And that is where we belong. That is where we last eternally. And we need to move towards that destination. And the way we do towards that is by connecting ourselves devotionally. That's the best way. So when we direct the power of our emotions towards Krishna, who is the ultimate spiritual reality, then now people watch the movie screen because they want to enjoy a movie. Similarly, we turn towards things in life, because we turn towards worldly things because we want to enjoy those things. However, if we understand that there is a higher happiness available to us, then we won't fall for this illusion. And by not falling for this illusion, we will stay protected. We will become elevated, and ultimately we will move towards becoming liberated. That's what we see towards the end of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna doesn't ask for emotional suppression. He says, ask for emotional redirection. He says, Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamevaish tyamte pratijane priyosi me. Krishna kindles the emotion in our heart by saying that you are very dear to me. You are dearly loved by me. And then he says, come towards me, O Krishna, come towards me. Or Krishna says, Man mana bhav mad bhakto. So for recognizing that just because something looks there always, it's not always going to be there. And even right in front of our eyes, it's changing. And although that may not be visible that change may not be visible right now, over time it will become visible. So we see something which is looking new, after some time it starts looking old. But it is not that it was new one day and next day it became old. That aging was going on continuously, but we didn't notice it. By knowing that it is only the persistence of vision which causes us to think of the temporary as permanent, we can avoid falling for such an illusion, and instead we can redirect our heart's emotions towards Krishna and thus transcend the illusion. Thank you. Hare Krishna.